What's going on, everybody? This is Coach Wade, and today I want to ask you a simple question. What if I told you that your credit card isn't just costing you money, it's costing you your future? Now, I know that sounds dramatic, but stay with me for a minute. Because credit card debt doesn't usually ruin someone's finances overnight. It does something much more dangerous. It works quietly. One purchase here, a balance there, a small emergency, a vacation you promised yourself you deserve, a few online orders that didn't seem like a big deal. At first, everything feels fine. The payment is affordable. The credit limit isn't maxed out. Life keeps moving. And because nothing feels like a crisis, most people never realize what's actually happening. But behind the scenes, credit card debt is slowly stealing your future. Let's talk about why. One of the biggest lies credit cards tell is this: you can afford it. Not because you actually have the money, but because you have available credit. That's a huge difference. Credit cards allow you to spend tomorrow's paycheck today. Think about that. Every time you charge something you can't immediately pay off, you're making a promise to your future self. Future you has to earn that money. Future you has to make the payment. Future you has to pay the interest. And eventually, future becomes today. That's when reality shows up. Now here's where it gets even more expensive. Every dollar you send toward a credit card company is a dollar that can't build your future. Think about what those payments could be doing instead. They could be building your emergency fund. They could be investing for retirement. They could be helping you buy a home. They could be funding a business. They could be creating another stream of income. They could even be helping you pay off your mortgage years earlier. Instead, they're paying for purchases you made months or even years ago. That's why I say credit card debt doesn't just steal money, it steals opportunity. And opportunity is one of the greatest assets you'll ever have. Then there's interest. Most people know it exists, but they don't fully appreciate how powerful it really is. When you're investing, compound interest can become your best friend. When you're carrying credit card debt, compound interest becomes your biggest enemy. Instead of helping you build wealth, it's helping the lender build wealth. That $1,000 purchase can end up costing far more than $1,000 if it stays on the card long enough. Imagine what that extra money could have done if it had been invested instead. Now let's talk about something that doesn't show up on your credit card statement: the emotional cost. Debt isn't just about numbers. It's about how it makes you feel. Many people live with constant stress, anxiety, frustration, guilt, financial insecurity. Every statement becomes another reminder. Every unexpected expense feels like another setback. Every financial goal feels farther away, even if nobody else knows you're carrying debt. And that pressure follows you everywhere. Financial peace is hard to find when debt is constantly demanding your attention. Another trap that catches so many people is what I call the minimum payment illusion. You make the payment, your account stays current, nobody's calling, everything looks okay. But underneath the surface, very little is changing. The balance barely moves. The interest keeps growing. Months become years, and years become opportunities that were never captured. Minimum payments create the feeling that you're making progress, when many times you're simply standing still. Let's talk about something people don't often connect to debt: freedom. One of the greatest benefits of financial independence is flexibility. Imagine being able to change careers, start your own business, handle an emergency without panic, take advantage of an incredible opportunity, make decisions because you want to, not because your bills force you to. Debt reduces those options. When a large portion of your paycheck already belongs to someone else, your freedom becomes limited. That's why debt isn't just a financial issue, it's a freedom issue. Now imagine two people. They both earn exactly the same salary. One has no credit card debt, they save consistently, they invest every month, they're building wealth. The other person earns the exact same amount, but they're carrying large credit card balances. They're paying interest every month. They're struggling to save. Fast forward 10 years, the difference between those two people is enormous. Not because one earned more, but because one kept more. That's one of the biggest secrets to building wealth. It's not always about increasing your income. Sometimes it's about protecting the income you already have. Unfortunately, many people eventually become comfortable with debt. They begin saying things like, everybody has credit card debt. This is just how life works. I'll probably always have these payments. But let me encourage you today. Debt should never become normal. Financial stress should never become normal. Living paycheck to paycheck should never become normal. Just because something is common doesn't mean it's healthy. Now imagine something different. Imagine opening your banking app without worrying about credit card balances. Imagine more of your paycheck staying in your pocket. Imagine having money set aside for emergencies. Imagine investing every month. Imagine making financial decisions based on opportunity instead of obligation. That's financial peace. And it's worth every sacrifice required to get there. So where do you begin? First, stop creating new debt. If you're trying to get out of a hole, the first step is stop digging. Next, create a budget. Tell every dollar where to go before it disappears. Build a starter emergency fund because life is going to happen. The goal is to stop relying on credit cards every time it does. Then pay more than the minimum whenever you can. Every extra dollar shortens the journey. Choose a debt payoff strategy. Stay consistent. Celebrate every card you pay off because momentum builds confidence and confidence keeps you moving. Most importantly, never lose sight of why you're doing this. You're not just paying off debt, you're buying back your future. Every dollar that no longer goes to credit card companies become another dollar that can build wealth. Another dollar that can create options. Another dollar that can bring peace. So let me leave you with this. Credit card debt rarely destroys financial future all at once. It quietly steals your opportunities. It quietly steals your cash flow. It quietly steals your flexibility. It quietly steals your peace. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay that way. Financial freedom is still possible. One decision, one payment, 1 month at a time. Because the future you're working so hard to build deserves more than minimum payments and maximum debt. It deserves financial peace. This is Coach Wade, helping you take control of your money so your money doesn't control you. And remember, every payment you make toward becoming debt-free is more than reducing a balance. It's one more step toward reclaiming your future. I'll see you in the next episode.